René Descartes, born on March 31, 1596, in La Haye-en-Touraine, France, was a French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist who is widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in Western thought. Often referred to as the «father of modern philosophy», Descartes' work laid the foundation for much of modern philosophy and introduced a new approach to understanding the relationship between mind and body, as well as the nature of knowledge itself. His famous dictum, cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, encapsulates his emphasis on doubt and reason as the basis for knowledge. Early life and education. René Descartes was born into a moderately wealthy family. His father, Joachim Descartes, was a lawyer and a member of the provincial parliament, and his mother, Jeanne Brochard, died when René was just a year old. Raised by his grandmother and a nurse, Descartes was a sickly child, which influenced his later decision to pursue a life of contemplation and study rather than more physically demanding careers. At the age of 8, Descartes was sent to the Jesuit College of La Flèche, one of the most respected schools in France. There, he received a comprehensive education in classical literature, philosophy, and mathematics. The rigorous scholastic training at La Flèche played a significant role in shaping Descartes' intellectual development. However, he grew increasingly dissatisfied with the education he received, particularly with the scholastic philosophy, which he found too speculative and disconnected from empirical reality. Military service and early career. In 1616, Descartes earned a law degree from the University of Poitiers, but he never practiced law. Instead, he joined the army of Prince Maurice of Nassau in the Netherlands, which was engaged in the 80 Years' War against Spain. His time in the military allowed Descartes to travel across Europe, and it was during these travels that he began to formulate his philosophical ideas. In 1619, while stationed in Germany, Descartes experienced a series of vivid dreams that he later interpreted as a divine revelation, prompting him to devote his life to the pursuit of knowledge through reason. After leaving the military, Descartes spent several years traveling and studying in various European cities, including Paris, where he became acquainted with the intellectual circles of the time. He engaged in discussions on philosophy, mathematics, and science, developing his ideas further. During this period, Descartes also began working on his first major treatise, which would later become the basis for his most famous work. Philosophical contributions. Descartes' philosophical contributions are best encapsulated in his seminal work, Meditations on First Philosophy, published in 1641. In this work, Descartes sought to establish a firm foundation for scientific knowledge by subjecting all previous knowledge to radical doubt. He famously resolved to doubt everything that could possibly be doubted, including the existence of the physical world and even his own body. This led him to his famous conclusion, cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. Descartes argued that the very act of doubt presupposed the existence of a thinking subject, thus establishing the certainty of the self's existence as the first principle of his philosophy. From this foundation, Descartes attempted to reconstruct knowledge by relying solely on reason. He proposed that clear and distinct ideas, which are self-evident truths perceived by the mind, could serve as the basis for certain knowledge. Descartes' emphasis on reason and his method of systematic doubt had a profound impact on subsequent philosophical thought, paving the way for the development of modern epistemology and metaphysics. The Cartesian dualism. One of Descartes' most influential and controversial contributions to philosophy is his theory of dualism, which posits that the mind and body are two distinct substances. According to Descartes, the mind is an immaterial, thinking substance, while the body is a material, extended substance. This dualism raised important questions about the relationship between mind and body, particularly how the two could interact if they were fundamentally different in nature. Descartes addressed this issue by suggesting that the pineal gland, a small gland in the brain, served as the point of interaction between the mind and body. However, this explanation was met with skepticism and criticism from other philosophers and scientists, and the problem of mind-body interaction remains a central issue in philosophy of mind to this day. Despite the challenges to his dualism, Descartes' distinction between the mental and physical realms had a lasting impact on Western thought. It influenced the development of psychology, cognitive science, and neuroscience, and continues to be a topic of debate and discussion among philosophers. Contributions to mathematics and science. In addition to his philosophical work, Descartes made significant contributions to mathematics and science. He is perhaps best known for developing Cartesian geometry, which uses algebraic equations to describe geometric shapes. This innovation allowed for the unification of algebra and geometry, providing a powerful new tool for mathematical analysis and paving the way for the development of calculus by later mathematicians such as Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Descartes' work in mathematics also extended to physics and astronomy. In his treatise, Le Monde, The World, written in the early 1630s but not published until after his death, Descartes proposed a mechanistic model of the universe, in which the physical world operates according to mathematical laws. He rejected the Aristotelian view of nature as being driven by inherent purposes or final causes, instead advocating for a view of the natural world as a vast machine governed by the laws of motion. Descartes' mechanistic philosophy had a profound influence on the development of modern science, particularly in the fields of physics and biology. His ideas helped to shift the focus of scientific inquiry from qualitative descriptions of nature to quantitative analysis and experimentation, laying the groundwork for the scientific revolution of the 17th century. Later life and legacy. In 1649, Descartes was invited to Sweden by Queen Christina, who was eager to learn from the great philosopher. Despite his initial reluctance, Descartes accepted the invitation and moved to Stockholm. However, the harsh Swedish climate and the Queen's demanding schedule took a toll on Descartes' health. He was required to give lessons early in the morning, which was a significant change from his habitual routine of working late into the night and sleeping late in the morning. On February 11, 1650, René Descartes died of pneumonia at the age of 53. His death was a significant loss to the intellectual world, but his ideas and works continued to exert a profound influence on philosophy, science, and mathematics. Descartes' insistence on the primacy of reason and his method of systematic doubt inspired generations of thinkers and laid the foundation for the Enlightenment. Descartes' influence on modern thought. René Descartes' legacy extends far beyond his own lifetime. His philosophical ideas influenced a wide range of subsequent thinkers, including Baruch Spinoza, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, and Immanuel Kant. His emphasis on doubt and reason as the basis for knowledge laid the groundwork for the development of modern epistemology and the scientific method. Descartes' dualism also had a lasting impact on the philosophy of mind, influencing debates on the nature of consciousness and the relationship between mind and body. In addition to his philosophical contributions, Descartes' work in mathematics and science helped to shape the development of modern scientific thought. His introduction of Cartesian geometry revolutionized mathematics, and his mechanistic philosophy provided a new framework for understanding the natural world. Descartes' ideas continue to be studied and debated by philosophers, scientists, and mathematicians, testifying to the enduring relevance of his work. Conclusion. René Descartes was a towering figure in the history of Western thought, whose contributions to philosophy, mathematics, and science have had a profound and lasting impact. His method of systematic doubt, his emphasis on reason, and his theory of dualism continue to influence contemporary debates in philosophy and science. Descartes' legacy as the father of modern philosophy is well deserved, as his ideas laid the foundation for much of modern thought and continue to shape our understanding of the world today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.